ISO 9001:2026 introduces an entirely new clause, 5.3, dedicated to ethics and integrity. This is a fundamental shift. Quality management now explicitly requires organizations to define and govern ethical behavior. In the next few minutes, we explore what this new clause demands, why it matters, and how to embed ethics into your quality management system. Let us start by understanding why the ISO Technical Committee decided that ethics and integrity deserve their own dedicated clause in the quality management standard. Clause 5.3 is entirely new in the 2026 revision. Here are the specific requirements it introduces for ethics and integrity governance within the quality management system. New Clause 5.3 requires organizations to define and communicate an ethics and integrity policy that applies across the entire quality management system. This is not a reference to existing corporate ethics statements. The clause demands a policy that explicitly connects ethical conduct to quality outcomes, making it clear that integrity is inseparable from how the organization delivers products and services. Top management must ensure that ethical behavior is integrated into quality decision-making processes at every level. This means ethics cannot be confined to a compliance department or a standalone code of conduct. Leaders must demonstrate that ethical considerations influence supplier selection, customer commitments, data handling, and the resolution of quality issues. Organizations must establish mechanisms for reporting unethical conduct without fear of retaliation. This includes whistleblowing channels, anonymous reporting options, and clear procedures for investigating and acting on reported concerns. The requirement acknowledges that a quality culture cannot thrive if employees are afraid to speak up when they witness dishonesty or misconduct. The ethics framework must be reviewed periodically and updated to reflect evolving risks, stakeholder expectations, and regulatory changes. A static ethics policy written once and filed away will not satisfy the 2026 requirements. Organizations need a living framework that adapts as the business environment changes and as new ethical challenges emerge in areas like data privacy, AI, and sustainability. Evidence of ethical governance becomes an auditable requirement during certification and surveillance audits. Auditors will look for documented policies, communication records, training evidence, incident logs, and management review inputs that demonstrate ethics and integrity are actively governed, not merely aspirational statements in a quality manual. Before we discuss implementation, let us define the key terms that form the foundation of the ethics and integrity requirements in Clause 5.3. An ethics policy is a formal statement defining the ethical principles, standards, and expectations that govern conduct within the quality management system. Under ISO 9001:2026, this policy must be more than a generic corporate document. It needs to explicitly address how ethical conduct relates to quality outcomes, customer trust, and stakeholder confidence in the organization's products and services. An integrity framework is the structured set of policies, processes, and controls an organization uses to ensure ethical behavior is embedded in operations and decision-making. This framework connects the ethics policy to practical reality. It includes governance structures, accountability mechanisms, training programs, and monitoring processes that together ensure integrity is systemic rather than accidental. A whistleblowing mechanism is a protected channel through which employees and stakeholders can report unethical conduct, fraud, or misconduct without fear of retaliation. ISO 9001:2026 requires such mechanisms because quality culture depends on psychological safety. If people cannot raise concerns about dishonesty or shortcuts without risking their careers, the quality system will eventually fail. A code of conduct outlines the behavioral standards and ethical expectations for all personnel involved in quality-related activities. While many organizations already have codes of conduct, the 2026 revision requires that these documents explicitly connect to the quality management system and are reinforced through training, leadership example, and regular review to ensure they remain relevant and effective. Now let us turn to the practical steps organizations can take to embed ethics and integrity governance into their quality management system. Embedding ethics requires action across policy, communication, reporting, and governance. Here are 4 practical steps to achieve compliance with Clause 5.3. Draft an ethics policy that explicitly links integrity to quality objectives and customer trust. The policy should go beyond generic statements about honesty and fairness. It must address the specific ethical risks your organization faces in its quality processes, such as data manipulation, undisclosed supplier issues, or shortcuts under schedule pressure, and set clear expectations for how those risks are managed. Establish confidential reporting channels and define clear investigation procedures for handling reported concerns. Employees must know exactly how to report ethical issues, what protections they have against retaliation, and what the organization will do with their report. The procedures must be documented, communicated widely, and tested periodically to ensure they function as intended. Train all personnel on ethical expectations and their specific role in sustaining integrity within the quality management system. Training should be practical, not theoretical. Use real scenarios relevant to the organization's context, such as how to handle pressure to release non-conforming product or what to do when a supplier offers an undisclosed incentive, so employees can connect ethics to their daily decisions. Include ethics governance as a standing agenda item in management reviews to ensure continuous oversight and improvement. Leadership should review reported concerns, investigation outcomes, training completion rates, and any emerging ethical risks. This regular attention signals that ethics is a governance priority, not a one-time compliance exercise, and provides the audit evidence the 2026 revision requires. Let us close with the most important points from this video on ethics and integrity in ISO 9001:2026. To master every change in ISO 9001:2026 and prepare your transition, enroll in the full course. Link in the description. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.